Before Evelyn Harper died, she made one final request. She had 2 daughters. The older one was Clara, quiet, gentle, and always willing to carry pain without making noise. The younger one was Melissa, beautiful, proud, and always hungry for the better seat at the table. Evelyn's request was simple. One daughter would marry into the wealthy Whitmore family in Dallas. The other would marry the son of an old ranch woman who had once saved Melissa's life when she was a baby. Years passed. Evelyn died, but her promise remained. One rainy evening, Mr. Ox's Harper called Clara into his study. He looked tired. His hands rested on an old envelope. "Clara," he said, "your mother's wish must be honored. I have decided that you will marry Daniel Whitmore. Melissa will marry the rancher's son." Clara looked down. She was not excited. She did not dream of rich houses or fancy parties. But she knew Melissa would never accept a ranch life. Before Clara could answer, the door flew open. Melissa walked in. "What did you just say?" she asked. Mr. Harper sighed. "You heard me." Melissa laughed, but it was not a happy laugh. "You want me to marry some poor rancher while Clara becomes Mrs. Whitmore? This is not about money," her father said. Melissa's face hardened. "It is always about money, Daddy. Clara always gets the softer road." Clara whispered. "Melissa, please." "Stay out of it," Melissa snapped. "You always act innocent." Then Melissa said the one thing that cut Clara deepest. "Does Daniel Whitmore know Clara may never have children?" The room went silent. Clara's face turned pale. Years earlier, Melissa had been very sick. Clara had used all the family's money and attention to save her sister. She ignored her own serious pain until it was too late. The damage changed her life forever. Doctors had told her she might never become a mother. Melissa knew that, and still, she used it like a knife. Mr. Harper stood. "Enough!" But Melissa was not finished. "I will not marry some poor man with muddy boots," she said. "Clara can go live in the dirt." Then she grabbed the letter opener from the desk. "If you force me, I'll hurt myself right here." Clara gasped. "Melissa, stop!" Mr. Harper froze. After a long, terrible silence, he gave in. "Fine," he said. "You will marry Daniel Whitmore." Melissa smiled through fake tears. Clara felt something inside her break. That night, she packed alone. No one came to comfort her. By morning, she was sent away to marry Samuel Reed, the rancher's son. As the car left the city and drove toward the countryside, Clara stared out the window. She had lost the rich groom. She had lost her father's protection. She had lost her place in her own family. But she did not know one thing. The man they called the poor rancher was not poor at all. And the life she was being forced into would soon reveal the truth everyone else had missed. The car could not reach the Reed ranch house. The road was too rough after the rain. The driver stopped near a wooden fence and said, "Ma'am, this is as far as I can go." Clara stepped out with one suitcase and a heavy heart. A woman in her 60s came down the path. She wore a plain blue dress and had kind eyes. "You must be Clara," she said warmly. "I'm Ruth Reed, Samuel's mother. You can call me Mama Ruth," Clara greeted her softly. Mama Ruth looked at the suitcase. "That looks too heavy for a heart that's already tired." Those words nearly made Clara cry. They used a small ranch cart to carry the suitcase. The ride was bumpy. Clara saw fields, horses, old barns, and wide open land. Everything felt far from the city life Melissa had fought to keep. The house was simple. White walls, wooden porch, old rocking chairs. Nothing looked rich. Mama Ruth smiled. "It is not fancy, but it is home." Inside, the house was clean and warm. A pot of stew simmered on the stove. "You must be hungry," Mama Ruth said. "I'm fine," Clara replied. "No," Mama Ruth said gently. "A daughter does not enter my home hungry." Daughter. That word touched Clara more than she expected. A little later, a truck pulled up outside. A tall man stepped in. He had broad shoulders, calm eyes, and a quiet strength about him. His shirt was dusty from work, but he did not look careless. He looked steady. Mama Ruth smiled. "Samuel, she's here." Samuel looked at Clara and softened. "I'm sorry I wasn't there to meet you," he said. "Work kept me longer than I planned. His voice was respectful. No pride, no coldness. Then he handed Clara a small box. "I got this for you," he said. Clara opened it carefully. Inside was a diamond bracelet, not costume jewelry, not a cheap gift, a real diamond bracelet. Clara stared at it. Samuel misunderstood her silence. "You don't like it?" he asked. "I brought another one in case this was too plain." "Another one?" Clara whispered. Mama Ruth chuckled and opened a drawer. She brought out a velvet case. Inside was an emerald necklace. Clara looked around the small farmhouse again. Old chairs, simple curtains, wooden floor, then diamonds, emeralds, quiet confidence. None of it made sense. Samuel sat across from her. "You thought we were poor," he said kindly. Clara blushed. "I didn't mean..." "It's all right, most people think that." Mama Ruth smiled. "My son owns cattle, land, grain companies, storage warehouses, and a few other businesses." "A few?" Clara asked. Samuel gave a small smile. "A few." Then he placed a bank card on the table. "This is for anything you need. Clothes, medicine, anything." Clara shook her head. "I can't take that." "You can," he said. "You are my wife now. You should never have to beg for what you need." Later, Clara checked the balance. Her hands trembled. There was more money in that one account than she had ever seen in her life. She looked at Samuel. "Why do you live here if you have all this?" Samuel looked toward his mother. "My father built this house. My mother loves it. I won't leave her alone." That answer did more than the money ever could. For the first time in days, Clara felt safe. Maybe she had not been thrown away. Maybe she had been rescued. While Clara was slowly finding peace on the ranch, Melissa was entering her dream life in Dallas. Her wedding to Daniel Whitmore had been grand. There were flowers, champagne, cameras, and polished smiles. Melissa enjoyed every second. She had won. At least, that was what she believed. But the Whitmore mansion was cold. Daniel was handsome, but distant. He smiled in public and ignored her in private. His mother treated Melissa like a guest who had not yet proved her worth. Soon, Melissa noticed strange things. Phone calls ended when she entered the room. Bills were discussed in whispers. Daniel kept asking about her father's property and assets. One night, Melissa confronted him. "Why does your mother keep asking about my family's money?" Daniel poured himself a drink. "Marriage is not always about love," he said. Melissa stared at him. For the first time, she understood. She had chased a rich name, but the rich name was cracked. A week later, Melissa and Daniel came to the countryside for a family remembrance event. Melissa arrived in designer sunglasses and high heels, stepping out of a black SUV like she owned the road. When she saw Clara in the market with Mama Ruth, she smiled cruelly. "So this is your new life?" Melissa said loudly. "A dusty town and cheap baskets?" People nearby stopped. Mama Ruth spoke calmly. "You may dislike a place, but you do not insult the people living in it." Melissa looked her up and down. "And who are you?" "I am Samuel's mother," Melissa laughed. "Oh, the poor rancher's mother." Clara stepped forward. "Be careful, Melissa." But Melissa wanted to see Clara's new home. She followed them back to the farmhouse and walked in like an inspector. "This is it," she said. "This is where you live?" Her eyes moved across the room. Then she saw the emerald necklace on the table. Her face changed. She grabbed the case. "You stole this," she said. Clara froze. "What?" Melissa held it up. "People like this cannot afford emeralds." Mama Ruth's face tightened. "That belongs to Clara." "From who?" Melissa mocked. "Your ranch boy?" Before Clara could answer, Samuel entered. He looked first at Clara. "Are you all right?" She nodded. Then Mama Ruth told him everything. Samuel's face stayed calm, but the room changed. "You came into my mother's house," he said, "and insulted her." Daniel stepped forward. "Watch your tone." Samuel looked at him. "Take your wife and leave." Melissa laughed. "You really think you can order us around?" By then, neighbors had gathered outside. The town elder, Mr. Jenkins, came in and asked what happened. When he heard the story, he turned to Melissa and Daniel. "You are mocking the very man who paid for half this town's school repairs," he said. "He employs our sons. He saved farms from closing. He paid hospital bills for families who had no one." Melissa went still. People outside began speaking. "Samuel helped my grandson finish college. He rebuilt our church roof. He gave my husband a job when no one else would." Melissa's face burned with shame. Samuel stood beside Clara. "As long as Clara is in this house," he said, "no one insults her." For the first time, Melissa had no power. No one stood with her. She and Daniel left in public disgrace. That night, Clara whispered to Samuel, "I'm sorry." He shook his head. "You did nothing wrong." Mama Ruth held Clara's hand. "You are part of this family now. Anyone who hurts you answers to us." And Clara believed her. After that day, Samuel and Clara grew closer. He never rushed her. He never demanded love. He simply protected her, listened to her, and made room for her heart to heal. When an old bridge near town became unsafe, Clara worried about the elderly people who crossed it every week for medicine and church. Samuel listened carefully. The next morning, engineers arrived. Within days, machines were working. A proper road and bridge project began. People praised Clara and Samuel together. When Melissa heard about it, envy burned in her chest. "How can a poor rancher pay for a road?" she asked Daniel. Daniel had no answer. His own family was falling deeper into debt. Soon, gossip spread through Dallas. A mysterious billionaire was getting married. He owned ranch land, food companies, hotels, warehouses, and energy investments. Very few people knew his face. Daniel wanted an invitation. Melissa wanted to be seen beside important people again. Neither of them knew the truth. The wedding day arrived. Clara wore a simple but beautiful gown. She looked peaceful, graceful, and stronger than before. Samuel entered in a dark, formal suit. For a moment, Clara could only stare. He looked powerful, not loud, not showy, just powerful. "You look nervous," he said. "You look like someone I'm still trying to understand," Clara whispered. Samuel smiled. "You have time." The venue was grand, very grand, very grand. Business leaders arrived. Ranch workers arrived. Ranch workers arrived. Elderly neighbors arrived with homemade gifts and tears in their eyes. Melissa and Daniel came too. When Melissa saw the townspeople, she smirked. "They let ranch people into a place like this," she said. Daniel laughed softly. "Maybe they came for free food." Clara heard them. She turned slowly. "Be careful how you speak today." Melissa looked at her wedding dress and laughed. "Why are you dressed like the bride?" Clara's voice was steady. "Because I am the bride." Melissa stared. Then she laughed louder. "There is no way this is your wedding. This must belong to someone important." A man in a black suit stepped forward. His name was Henry. He was Samuel's chief assistant. "Watch your words," Henry said. "You are speaking about my employer." Daniel frowned. "Your employer?" Henry turned toward Samuel. "Sir, should security remove them?" The word hit the room like thunder. "Sir, employer." Melissa's smile disappeared. Daniel's face went pale. The mysterious billionaire everyone had been chasing was Samuel Reed, the poor rancher, the man they mocked, the man Clara had been forced to marry. Samuel looked at them calmly. "They were warned before," he said. Security stepped in. Melissa tried to protest. Daniel tried to speak, but no one listened. They were escorted out in front of everyone. Inside, Clara and Samuel exchanged vows. Mama Ruth cried openly. The townspeople blessed them. When Samuel took Clara's hand, she finally understood. She had not been rejected. She had been chosen. And the man everyone looked down on had turned out to be the richest man in the room. After the wedding, Daniel's life fell apart fast. His family's debts became public. Investors pulled away. Business partners stopped answering calls. Melissa blamed him. Daniel blamed her. Their marriage became a house full of shouting, bills, and regret. Soon, the Whitmore name was no longer powerful. It was pitied. 3 months later, Melissa and Mr. Harper came to Clara's new home. It was not the old farmhouse now, though Clara still visited Mama Ruth there often. This was a large estate on a hill, wide gates, long driveway, quiet beauty everywhere. When Clara heard they were outside, she stood still. Samuel noticed. "You don't have to see them," he said. "I know," Clara replied, "but I will." Her father looked older. Melissa looked tired, but pride still sat on her face. They entered the sitting room. For a moment, no one spoke. Then Mr. Harper cleared his throat. "Clara, things have become difficult." Melissa folded her arms. "We need help." Clara looked at them. No apology, no real regret, only need. "I told you both to live as if you never had me," Clara said. Her father frowned. "Blood is blood." Clara's voice stayed calm. "Blood did not matter when you chose Melissa again and again." Melissa snapped. "Are you still crying about that?" Clara looked at her sister. "No, I am done crying." Melissa stood suddenly. "This should have been my life," she said. "I should have married Samuel. I deserve this." Just then, Samuel entered. He stood beside Clara. "I chose Clara," he said. "Then and now, no one takes her place." Melissa laughed bitterly. "She cannot even give you children," she said. "What good is all this money without an heir?" Clara froze. That old wound opened again. But Samuel took her hand. "You are wrong," he said. Melissa stared at him. Samuel looked at Clara gently. "Years ago, before all this, I met you near your school. You saw me sitting in my truck after my father's diagnosis. I was breaking inside. You did not know me, but you stopped. You told me to breathe, rest, and stand again." Clara's eyes filled. She remembered. A young man, a parked truck, a sad face, a few kind words. "That was you?" she whispered. Samuel nodded. "I never forgot you. Later, when I learned what you sacrificed for your sister, I knew your heart was rare. Long before this marriage, I had already chosen you." Clara covered her mouth as tears fell. Samuel continued, "Children or no children, you are enough. If we want a child, we can adopt. If not, you are still enough for me." Mama Ruth entered quietly. "My daughter's worth is not tied to childbirth," she said. "Not in this house." Melissa had nothing left to say. She and her father left smaller than they came. That night, Clara sat beside Samuel near the window. After a long silence, she said, "My love." Samuel looked at her. It was the first time she had called him that. "Say it again," he whispered. Clara smiled through tears. "My love." For the first time, there was no fear between them, only peace. Months later, Clara felt tired and dizzy. Mama Ruth insisted on a doctor's visit. The doctor smiled after the test. "Mrs. Reed," she said, "you are pregnant." Clara cried so hard Samuel had to hold her. The woman they called broken was carrying new life. The daughter they threw away had found a real home. And the poor rancher they mocked had turned out to be not only rich in money, but rich in love, patience, and honor. Clara did not lose her life when they sent her away. She found it. And Clara, who had spent years being the daughter who accepted, the sister who endured, the woman who was sent away, closed her eyes and felt, down to her bones, that she was exactly where she was always meant to be.